today, and you mentioned that you have to, cook and give to the needy out there. What exactly happens after, fasting, a month of Ramadan? So, for example, today, are there going to be prayers? I just learned for the very first time that there's some procession called the Gangara, and where it's very colorful with a lot of display in terms of culture and traditions and stuff that will be done and all that. So today, like this, what is a day meant for? What really happens today?
I know National Chief Imam will be leading the Sata Ummah or the Muslim community in Ghana for the prayer, and likewise the sub-imams in all the regions will be doing the same. After the prayer, everyone's supposed to go home to begin with the celebration in terms of cooking food and then enjoying and so on. But the other dimension that you mentioned about the Gangara celebration, this is more cultural and not necessarily related to anything religious. And it comes with a lot of question or even controversy, or create a lot of problems and controversies where certain things happen there. You wonder whether the fasting was relevant at all. The fasting of the 30 days was relevant. You see women, children, and the youth engage in certain activities on the high street or in the community, riding motorbikes anyhow, and so on, creating a lot of issues. And I think the whole thing has to do with more of like the traditional chiefs, or the chiefs, the local chiefs, or the tribal heads sometimes, who wanted to make themselves relevant after the Eid. But there's nowhere in the religion prescribing this kind of festivity after the celebration.
So it's something that you don't condone, you don't support?
I don't support it. It even question the foundation or the essence of the fasting.
So why do you think the imams and the heads have not, I don't use the word condemn it, but why do they still allow it to go on?
Oh, I think you are not part of the Muslim community. That is the opposite what we are thinking about. They are always out. The ulama, even in their sermon today, if you were to go to any more of like a place whereby the prayers is being offered, you have seen the ulama critically, more of like critically criticizing this kind of subculture that kind of question the basis of the 30-day fasting or 29-day fasting. It has been a question. I remember when I was growing up as a child, you see the chiefs riding horses, and they are how will I say, tribal men and women and youth and whatever following them, and you see the youth also riding motorbikes and behaving on the street and so on, and it raises a lot of questions and so on. But of course, it also tells you, as I mentioned earlier on, that religion is also a dynamic phenomenon where you see culture coming to merge with it, local culture coming to merge with it. So come to think about it, I would have rather thought that such a celebration should rather take place in the Eid al-Adha.
The Gangara should happen in
Eid al-Adha, not in the Eid al-Fitr. You get it? Because to finish with the fasting, and then you go and where the fasting kind of, the objective of the fasting was to more of like instill certain sense of discipline and refine your behavior. Then you come out the following day and then engage, or even the same day after the fasting, you engage in the very opposite of the principle. Then it raises questions.
One would say, for example, because Leo will tell you that since his infancy, since he was young, it is something that he never missed, the Gangara procession.
Yeah.
He loved it, and so would always want to see it. And from the pictures that I have seen, for example, and some of the videos that I have seen, it is exciting because they wear their best clothing, they enjoy their music, they appreciate their culture. It's very colorful. the excesses is something that maybe you would want to condone.
Exactly.
But the procession of the Gangara itself is not wrong.
You see, I think we have different school of thought on this.
Okay.
One school of thought will have said that no, insofar as certain activity will lead to a certain level of excesses, and even question the very objective on which the fasting was based, then don't do it. The other school of thought is to say that, okay, even if you want to do it in a more of like a beautiful cultural manner and devoid of this kind of excesses, which is more of idealistic. You get it? It's somehow idealistic. But many people have been concerned about the dimension of the negative subculture that more of affect or even question the celebrations. And for instance, why will young ladies also parade themselves in a way that more of like raises questions about other things, morality? Why will young people engage in certain practices like riding motorbikes and other related things that more of like may kind of injure them or create a certain image about their society and so on?
What impact would this, based on what you're saying, what impact would you then say of modernism? How is it impacting the whole thing? Because the religion has evolved. The things that is done in there keeps, evolving, keeps changing, keeps, How is modernism affecting the Islamic religion and its beliefs?
That is part of it. So this issue that we are talking about, it was not done during the time of the Prophet, neither that the time of the companions and so and so and so and so. It emerged even within a particular era when even some rulers, we call them Fatimid, that is, this were some other Muslim dynasty which emerged, a Muslim dynasty which emerged around Egypt. So they added a lot of innovation into the religion and became integral in certain communities all over Muslim world. So, and of course the opportunity provide, the Salah celebration provide an opportunity for the chiefs and traditional leaders, especially in West Africa, to showcase their cultural background, where, as we just display or even you are talking about, and not the imams. So that is, you can see the tension here. So the chiefs will want to more of like display their culture after the Eid celebration. Having gone to the Eid ground, they want to go around riding horses and even vehicles, and then to greet everyone and so on. But then the excesses then come in here to mar the beauty of it. That is why the ulama don't condone it. So you can see the ulama have served as what the paragon of what the moral virtues of religion, in being more of like on the watchdog of the practices that the chiefs and the traditional leaders have introduced in the youth.
I see. Well, this is Love Night up at 5. It's some 7 minutes past 8. Well, today's a holiday, simply because our brothers that belong to the Islamic religion have finished their month of Ramadan. That's the month of fasting. And today is their day. There'll be prayers said. And then this is a day where they ought to show love, especially to the poor in our society, to the needy in our society. So after the prayers today, which of course we've been told by Professor Dambe here, will be led by the National Chief Imam, by the other regional heads or imams would also lead prayers. After the